Hi everyone, it's Alison here from Band of Badgers, and today I have the Magic the Gathering Foundations Beginner Box. I'm quite excited to get this one. It's a new way to learn to play Magic the Gathering, so we're going to dive into this. It says on the front here it's got 2 instant play decks and learn to play guides, as well as some extra jumpstart decks. I think this could be a really good way of learning to play if you've not had a chance to do Magic the Gathering before. And it's quite a hefty box. It's quite a good size to it. And if we look at the back, it actually tells us what we're going to get. So those 2 instant play decks, the learn to play guides. It's got play mats, which is really nice. So we should have something to help us lay out our cards, particularly for beginners. Jumpstart decks, and we've got our spin down counters as well. So I'm going to dive straight in. Might take a minute. It's a little slow coming off because it's a tight fit box. But some great artwork on the front here as well. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so we come into the box and straight away you can see it's kind of all set up for you to have your cards all laid out inside. It looks like our spin down counters are there. We'll get those out in a sec. And we've got straight away, we've got our guides. So we've got a rules and reference guide, which looks like it's going to be really good for getting all those details, how to read your cards, card types, and all that sort of information. Our next booklet, there's quite a few bits in this box. We've got the Cat's Deck Start Guide and also the Vampire Deck Start Guide. So we'll try and find those decks in just a moment. And also in here, which is quite nice, there's a welcome. So welcome to Magic the Gathering. In this box, you find everything you need to start your journey, a tutorial game, a guided 2 step-by-step booklets, ready to play decks. And there's also, if you prefer not to read the decks, it looks like we've also got the QR code here so you can go and do it online. And there's an extra little card pack here. Let's see what this one is. Ooh. I'll do this carefully, it's kind of glued on. And in here, I wonder if these are just our token creatures. Yeah. So we've got goblins, we've got fairies, we've got cats. Ah, and this is nice. We've got little cards. You can have these out during play. You see that? Sort of telling you what to do on your turn and what your battlefield should look like, which hopefully we'll also have on those play mats. We'll have a look at in a sec. Guide to how to cast spells. And again, how to attack and block. And there's 2 sets of those, so that's going to be 1 for each deck. So going back to what's in our box, underneath those, these are going to be our deck boxes. So we've got this card piece, deck boxes, and that'll be counters as well. And then we have the play mats. So let's have a look. These are looking like they're quite big. So there's 2 play mats in the box. And I will try to fold this out a little so you can get a bit of a view. There we go. Right. It is a bit big, but it's a really nice size for playing on the table, actually. It would be really good for anyone who's new to Magic. You'll get a good idea how to set your decks up. So you can see it's showing you where your exile cards go, your life total, creatures, lands, and then over this side, you've got your library and your graveyard. So it's really nice. It's not a neoprene style playmat. It's actually a card. But the nice thing with that is it folds back up and it all fits together back in the box when you're done playing. Okay. So back into our box. We've got our second playmat. And under this, there's actually a guide to the different colours. So this is just to sort of pad out the box, but it's also quite nice and that you've got a guide to the different colours within Magic the Gathering. So white, which is protection and order, buff your creatures, gain life, and a description, and there's 1 for each, which is again really nice reference if you're new. So over here we've got those spin down counters. So we've got 1 which has got this great purple colouring. There's your 20. And the second one, which is like got a marbled effect on the counter. And again, somewhere there's your magic token. And we have 2 decks of cards. So I have the cats. This one says Cat's Deck on the top. And then this one just says undead. So we will start with Cat's deck. Okay, I'm just going to move our tokens. I do like that this all stores back up in the box as well. So it would be a really good one to get out, play, pack away, which makes it nice and easy. And if you haven't had chance to learn Magic, or you've always wanted to learn Magic, and you not sure about going along to a game and sort of, you know, for the first time if you haven't done it before, this could be a really good way of getting started, or teaching someone else at home who perhaps is like, I haven't tried this. I think it's a really nice way of getting into the game. Not the cards. Clearly can't get into the cards. They are very well wrapped. All right, let's have a go. There we go. Right. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so standard Magic backs, all the cards always have the same backing on them. And if I flip this over, you can see it says Cat's deck, do not shuffle. And, okay, so we can see the Cat's deck. It's very much a white deck. Ooh. Ooh. We've got a white deck with some vampire cards. Okay, so we're going to have to read up on exactly what's in these decks. Some really nice artwork on the land cards, the swamps there. Vampires. Okay. I'm wondering, because I see a changing colour. There we go. So we've got a Cat's deck there. This one is labelled Pirates. And this box does contain 2 Jumpstart decks as well. So I think, having not read the manuals yet on exactly what's in here, I think that's going to be one of the Jumpstart decks. So that'll be the Pirates. Cat's deck, which is designed to go along with the booklet. So these quick start guides, I believe this is so you can actually play it, because it says do not shuffle on it. So I think the idea being you take out your guides so that you can play against each other. So yeah, this is a training deck. So do not shuffle your deck before playing the game. And then it tells you how to set up your first game with your playmat and your library. And how to start your game. So it's a complete guide, which is really nice. And you take the second turn of the game, which means our other deck, our Vampires deck, are going to be starting the game. Yeah, your first turn. So the other deck, so again, all nicely packed up so it's safe in the deck. You can store these back in the box as well. So we've got our Cat's deck there, and that will be our Jumpstart, the Pirates. So you've essentially got 2 ways to play when you start. You have the learning decks, and then you've got the Jumpstart decks, which kind of gives you 2 different ways of playing. And this one opens much easier, straight in there. So we have Undead on the top, which is going to be our Jumpstart deck, I believe. There you go. Got some swamps. Oh, okay. And goblins. Okay. Inferno. You see it's some really nice artwork. I've included some really nice cards in these sets. Got elves. Again, some really beautiful artwork. Primal, we've got quite a few here. The nice thing with Jumpstarts is you pick up your 2 different sets, put them together, and that's your deck. And again, it just gives you different ways of playing if you're new, which makes me think my vampire deck was actually in here and I missed it. which would make sense. Okay, so we've got our cats deck, which is definitely a white deck. There's a nice one. There we go. I did miss it first time around. There's our vampire deck, which makes more sense because that is our dark deck. And it got some really nice. There's a vampire interloper, swamps, blood witch. There we go. There's actually quite a lot on the jumpstart side here. Healing. Again, all the instructions are in here, so I think this is going to be what's really key, is to take a bit of time, read what's in the different books that have been included and do all the proper setup. But there's a lot of cards here. There we go. So I missed that as well. And you've got wizards in there as well. So you've actually got a really good collection of cards. You could put these together and create your jumpstart decks, but you've also got your training decks. You've then got your mats to lay everything out. And as I say, the booklets, which are going to teach you how to play. And I picked this up for £30, which I think is a really good starting price, considering you get all these cards, which is a great intro and a great way of mixing up your games. And then you've also got the play mats, so you can learn how to lay everything out and get all the instructions, as well as there's a digital guide. And I was lucky enough, I got a little bit of an extra, and that I was also given a pre-release promo card, which is very kind of them. And I'm going to open that up as well because I have no idea what's in here. Here we go. So I'll put that to one side. That's my arena card. Actually, that's really nice. I don't know if that foil effect is coming across, but that's Celestial Armor. You can see, because it's a promo, it has that really nice gold stamp on one side with the 2024 logo. And this is Celestial Armor, which is an artifact, but it's got a really nice foil effect. So if you've ever wanted to give Magic the Gathering a go and you weren't sure where to start or what to do with the cards and how to play, I think if you're not quite confident enough to go along and pick up a game at your local shop, then do pick up one of these. It's a great way to introduce someone to it if you've already played before, or if you haven't played and you just want to learn about it. And I think this is really good value as well. And you get all the box to store it all up in, and play mats if you're not sure about your layouts and everything. So yeah, recommend going and picking this up. It's Magic the Gathering Foundations. Let us know what you think of it. Let us know what else other sets of Magic the Gathering you recommend to new players. And then we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.